18 signs a woman is emotionally immature. Number 1, lack of self-awareness. One of the most glaring signs of emotional immaturity is a lack of self-awareness. This means she doesn't recognize her own emotions, motivations, or the impact her actions have on others. She may often act out, say hurtful things, or make poor decisions without understanding why. Without self-awareness, she cannot grow or change, staying stuck in a circle of unexamined behavior. It's like driving with your eyes closed. You can't see where you are going, and you are bound to crash. Number 2, difficulty accepting responsibility. An emotionally immature woman often struggles to accept responsibility for her actions. She may frequently blame others for her mistakes, refusing to acknowledge her role in conflicts or issues. This deflection keeps her from learning and growing from her experiences. Instead of saying, "I messed up," she will say, "You made me do this." This avoidance of accountability is a defense mechanism to protect her fragile ego, but it stunts her emotional growth. Number 3, need for constant validation. Everyone likes to be appreciated, but an emotionally immature woman craves constant validation. She needs others to affirm her worth regularly, often fishing for compliments or reassurance. This stems from an insecure sense of self, where her value depends on external approval. This constant neediness can be exhausting for those around her and signifies a lack of internal emotional stability. Number 4, inability to manage emotions. Emotional regulation is a key aspect of maturity. An emotionally immature woman often struggles to control her emotions, resulting in frequent outbursts, mood swings, or tantrums. She might cry over small issues or get irrationally angry at minor inconveniences. This inability to manage her emotions effectively makes her seem unpredictable and unreliable. Number 5, overly defensive. Defensiveness is another hallmark of emotional immaturity. When confronted with criticism or feedback, she may react with hostility or denial instead of considering the other person's perspective. This defensiveness is a way to protect herself from feeling inadequate or flawed, but it prevents her from learning and improving. Number 6, avoidance of conflict. While it might seem like a good thing to avoid conflict, an emotionally immature woman takes it to an unhealthy extreme. She avoids difficult conversations, pretends problems don't exist, or gives a silent treatment instead of addressing issues head-on. This avoidance can lead to unresolved tensions and misunderstandings in her relationships. Number 7, struggles with commitment. Commitment requires emotional maturity, and an emotionally immature woman often finds it challenging to make and stick to commitments. You might have a pattern of starting things and not finishing them, whether it's a project, a relationship, or a goal. This inconsistency can be frustrating for those who rely on her. Number 8, lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. An emotionally immature woman often lacks this trait. She may be self-centered, unable to see things from others' perspectives, or dismissive of others' emotions. This lack of empathy can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts, as she may come across as insensitive or uncaring. Number 9, impulsive behavior. Impulsivity is another sign of emotional immaturity. An emotionally immature woman may make hasty decisions without considering the consequences. This could involve spending money recklessly, making rash career choices, or entering and exiting relationships impulsively. This impulsivity can lead to a chaotic and unstable life. Number 10, inability to form deep connections. Deep, meaningful connections require vulnerability and emotional depth. An emotionally immature woman often struggles to form such connections. Her relationships may be superficial, based more on appearances or convenience than genuine emotional bonds. This lack of depth can leave her feeling lonely and unfulfilled. Number 11, manipulative tendencies. Emotionally immature woman may resort to manipulation to get her way. This can include guilt tripping, playing the victim, or using emotional blackmail. Manipulation is a sign of insecurity and a lack of healthy communication skills. It erodes trust and respect in relationships, creating a toxic environment. Number 12, dependency on others. While it's normal to rely on others for support, an emotionally immature woman may exhibit an unhealthy level of dependency. She may struggle to make decisions on her own, constantly seek advice, or be unable to function without others' help. This dependency indicates a lack of confidence in her own abilities and judgment. Number 13, poor boundaries. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. An emotionally immature woman often has poor boundaries, either letting others walk all over her or imposing her will on others. This lack of boundaries can lead to resentment, misunderstandings, and unhealthy dynamics in her relationships. Number 14, inability to learn from mistakes. Mistakes are opportunities for growth, but an emotionally immature woman often fails to learn from them. She may repeat the same errors, unable to reflect on her actions and understand where she went wrong. This stagnation keeps her from developing emotionally and becoming a better version of herself. Number 15, envy and jealousy. Emotionally immature women often struggle with feelings of envy and jealousy. They may compare themselves to others constantly, feeling inadequate or resentful when they perceive others are more successful or happier. This envy can lead to bitterness and strain relationships, as they may undermine others to make themselves feel better. Number 16, unrealistic expectations. An emotionally immature woman often has unrealistic expectations of herself and others. She may expect perfection, quick fixes, or constant happiness, setting herself and others up for disappointment. These unrealistic expectations can lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. Number 17, refusal to grow up. Some emotionally immature women may resist the responsibilities and challenges of adulthood. They may cling to carefree, irresponsible lifestyle, avoiding the commitments and sacrifices that come with growing up. This refusal to mature can hinder their personal development and impact their relationships and career. Number 18, inconsistent communication. Effective communication is key to any healthy relationship. An emotionally immature woman may struggle with this. She might alternate between oversharing and being evasive, creating confusion and misunderstandings. This inconsistency can make it difficult for others to trust her and maintain a stable relationship with her. So, there you have it. 18 signs of emotional immaturity.